This is the beginning of tape number 9 in the interview with Carl Landman. Today is September 4th, 1997. Go ahead, sir.
This is the birth certificate issued by the province of Baden in Germany at the occasion of my birth, 13th of September 1920. End.
I'll let them read it.
You want me to read it?
No, that's okay. I'm just letting them see it all.
Mm-hmm. That's great, this feature. That's great.
Go ahead.
I would have stopped school education at a place called the Einjährige, which is a particular complete school education recognized as such. But 3 months before that event, I couldn't go to school anymore, and this was the final documentation that I had left that school, with the marks being very casual and inaccurate with relation to my performance. But it reflects the sign of the times. They didn't want to bother with me anymore. So they fired this off, period. Okay. This is a document from my father, handwritten by him in his beautiful handwriting, in which he officially passes on the Stammbaum, the family tree, to me at the occasion of my bar mitzvah in September 1933.
No. Go ahead. Describe that.
This is the cigar box used at the time of my bar mitzvah for all the guests that were there. Typical of the kind of thing that was always done at our house. End of that. It's practical. Or
what is this?
This is a letter from my mother at the occasion of our wedding, in which she. This is a tremendous letter in terms of what she's saying, and I don't want to take the time to translate it, but people who can, and it's in English. Oh, so what am I saying? Translate. But people who can see can read it.
And this is the back of that letter?
Yeah, that's the end of it. I mean,
the date of this letter was written?
It was in 1943. Our wedding was June 20, 1943, and this is my mother, who couldn't be there. There was a war on at that time. I don't think she could be permitted to travel at that time. She wasn't a citizen.
Okay. Now, what I'd like you to do, sir, is first of all tell me, what year was this shot?
1953.
Where?
In Menlo Park, California.
Okay. And you identify the people in it.
Okay, this is myself, Carl Landman. Here's Paul Landman, Susan Landman, who then became Susan Fisher, Pat Landman, who then became Pat Harriet, Jim Landman, and my wife, Doris Landman. 1953, Menlo Park.
Okay, go ahead.
This is at the start of a hornblower dinner yacht excursion in San Francisco Harbor at the occasion of my wife's, Doris Landman's 70th birthday. And it includes all the family and a few friends. I don't know if you want me to name the individuals, but if you have a close-up, they can be recognized. Here is Pat, our daughter Pat, and her husband Bob behind her. Then next to, that's our daughter Susan, who died in '95. This is my sister Susan, and my grandson Robbie, and my granddaughter Jenny, and Kitty May, oldest sister of my wife's, Paul Landman, our son, myself, and this is, I think, Gunther Steinberg, a friend, and Doris Landman, my wife, and B. Steinberg, his wife, and Maida Castle, my wife's best friend, and Katie, a daughter of Jim Landman, Max, her brother, Jamie, the second grandson, the son of Barry Fisher, in the back to the right rear. That Barry Fisher, his son, Jamie, his middle son. The youngest son, Robbie, we already touched on a moment ago.
Okay.
And then this in the background is my son Jim, and in front of him, his wife. And to the left, here, that's Benji, the oldest son of the Fisher boys, whom you have now seen.
And then we missed this.
That is Nicky, our youngest grandson, son of Pat and Bob Harriet.
Okay, go ahead and describe this to me.
This is our immigrant card coming into the United States, issued by the consulate in London to entitle us to landing in New York, a U.S. immigration card. March 13th, 1940 was my arrival date in the U.S.
Okay, just a little shot of the picture on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, it's
Okay.
pick it up and turn it around. Let's see the inside.
Thank
you.
Okay. During the,
You're talking.
during the war in Britain, foreigners were supposed to register with the police, and this was their passport, so to speak, to be carried within Britain as any kind of national emergencies might develop to use for identification. There was this thing called the Bow Street Police Court,